edition. I didn't finish the line, bro. I'd like to welcome each and everybody to the Vengeance edition. That is the second edition of Colossal right here at Smash 1MG.
Yeah!
The same thing. Can everybody make some noise? Yeah, alright. Now, we're gonna do this really quick. I hope everybody's paying attention. Once again, my name is Karun Krishna, and before we start the battles, right? How many of you are excited for the battles? Solpa. Alright, before we start the battles, we're gonna have a very, very quick, quick workshop by me. From Karun Krishna. Alright, so I'm going to give you all a few tips, or if you all know it already, that's pretty good. If you all don't, it's really time to learn. A few beatboxing tips on just, I'm going to use the beatboxing mic, so hope you guys don't mind. Yeah? So, alright, so welcome to the workshop. That was like very fast, right? No time in changing. Okay, so I'm pretty audible to everybody. Right? Okay, so welcome to the workshop, everybody. My name is Karun Krishna. I'm a beatboxer. I've been beatboxing for about 4 years now, and I'm just going to be talking about beatboxing, just a little technical about it, and mostly about your shows or your events as you get as a beatboxer, right? So something like that. Any beatboxers here who have been beatboxing for just 1 year and more? Can you put your hands up? Y'all have just started beatboxing. It's maybe not even a year, or maybe a year, or maybe a little more than a year. Put your hands up. Okay, we have quite a few. Anyone from 2 years and above? 2 years and above, beatboxing 2 years and above? Okay, very less. 3 years and above? Okay, so the very less people. There is 4 years and above? 4 years? No one? 4 years. Doesn't mean only 4 years, right? You should not. So, maximum number of 4 years, Sanaji? 3 years, okay, cool. And 1 year, right? So, 1 year is the highest number of people? One, okay. So, I'll just talk a little bit about beatboxing and the technical aspect of it, and then, as an artist normally. Okay, so the main thing about beatboxing is when you're starting beatboxing, you start to develop your own style. When you start learning beatboxing, you start to watch a lot of other beatboxers, yes? You'll watch other beatboxers, you'll more or less try to not mimic, but practice what they're doing, right? For example, when in 2012, when there was Alam and Skiller in the finals, we know most of the routines they did because we watched a lot of it and we tried to do it. Now it's become such a culture in Bangalore where every beatbox is having their own style. If people are noticing that, right? So if you notice now, you'll have 15 beatboxers in Bangalore, and every 15 beatboxers will have their own they'll have their own identity. You guys understand what I'm saying? Yes. In their own way, they'll be unique. They'll have 2 or more sounds what the other beatboxer does, but they'll not have the same beat. So, keeping that in mind, I'm just going to give you all small tips on how you all can get your routines or your beatbox letters or anything like that. So the main thing I would like to talk about in my workshop is maintaining a flow. Right? So, anybody here, it's okay if you all don't know what it means. Does anybody here have any kind of confusion with the word flow? As a beatboxer, when the word flow comes to your head, you all have any confusions? No. So basically, what is a flow? In the most simplest terms, it can be defined as the beat you're doing it in such a way where even if you're doing it fast or slow, it's not losing that BPM. You understand what I'm saying? It's going on beat. For example, if my hand is going down, yeah? So you'll understand what I did there, right? So even if I did a fast beat, or even if I did something like, or even if I did something like, that's a fast, a medium, and a slow beat, right? So putting that in that BPM without breaking the flow of the whole beat, right? That's called maintaining your flow. The thing is, every beatboxer has their own style of doing it. For example, I like to do my beats really fast. I like to do my beats really fast in such a way that it sounds constant, but then at the same time, it's you gotta get used to it. For example, if I'm doing something like if you ever heard this beat before, right? So now, if the simplest way to do that beat would be something like this, yeah. Now that flow, right? That flow which you're putting in that kick, snare, and your lip roll. To make the flow sound even more interesting, you'll keep your kick and snare. Yeah? Non-stop. Which means you don't stop. But do your beat. For example, if I'm doing, right? Then I stop. And then I do. So instead of stopping there, right? So instead of leaving that gap, even though you're maintaining that BPM, right? You'll maintain the without stopping. If you don't leave that pause, right? You'll add the kick and snare, that pause, and continue your beat. It sounds more interesting. For example, something like this. So even in my 30-second battle or my 1-minute battle, that 1 second of pause time, I'm not leaving it alone. You understand what I'm saying, right? I'm not leaving it alone. I'm not doing something like. So from this gap to my, instead of leaving it like a gap, I could do something like this. So I'll add a different beat or a different pattern then to cover your pause time, to cover that break, so that your beat sounds even more intense when you're not doing anything much. You guys understand what I'm saying, by the way? Like whoever's listening to me, right? Whoever's listening to me, you'll understand what I'm saying, right? That is one. The second thing I want you guys to learn is the guys who are practicing or the guys who have started newly is whatever sound you'll get, right? Now you might have, let's say, 4 sounds. If you started beatboxing, you'll have 4 sounds. One is the kick, right? You'll have your hi-hats. You'll have 2 snares. One is, and your, right? Now, when you start learning your pattern, your first pattern you would come across this. Yeah, that's the pattern you'll normally get, right? So now you know what tempo your pattern is going on.
Colossal, make some noise!
Okay, please don't. So now instead of trying to invent new beats, right? This is the advice I'm just giving for the guys just started. Instead of learning new beats or trying to invent new things, just try to get your in different patterns. Make your own ideas. You can do. Oh. Yeah? It's your own idea. You guys know what I'm saying? If you guys can do in this tempo and any kind of pattern you want using only your, right? For example, you guys are understanding what I'm saying, right? Instead of doing, you do. It sounds entirely different. Yeah? That is 4 sounds, right? It's, so you try to find your own patterns with those 4 sounds, putting it in the same BPM you guys are working on. If your hands are going like this, make sure your snares are hitting on point. Your kick, your snares hitting on point. Right? And then so I ended my beat with the snare hitting at the same time. My hand didn't go there. man is going to delay or go quicker by that point, right? Yeah, you guys understanding what I'm saying, right? Now, since you got to know the whole idea of maintaining your flow, now this is the last topic I'm going to cover, like technically because we'll have other technical workshops as well, is changing your flow from one flow to another. You guys are listening to me, right? Changing your flow from one flow to another, but without breaking that BPM. For example, you guys have heard drum and bass, right? If I want you to break down from drum and bass to a trap beat, right? Do your trap beat but in the tempo of your drum and bass beat. For example, break the trap home. You guys understanding what I'm saying, right? I'll do it in a more simpler way so you guys understand what I'm saying, right? For example, break it down the trap, no? You can go back to the drum and bass. So you guys understanding what I'm saying, right? It's going in the same tempo, but it's drum and bass or it's trap, depending on what you want to break it down into. You guys understanding what I'm saying, right? So that, make sure when you get your own ideas of changing from one genre to another genre, make sure you find that exact BPM where you can change your transition. It doesn't matter if your beat sounds a little fast. It doesn't matter if your beat sounds a little fast. It doesn't matter if your beat sounds a little slow. As far as it's going in that tempo or BPM, right? If it's the 4x4 or if it's a drum and bass pattern or if it's a double bass or if it's a trap, any kind of music. So that's about it. And then my last part of the workshop is going to be about normally performing gigs or events as a beatboxer. So anybody here has performed beatboxing gigs before? Pretty honestly. So there have been beatboxers who have performed gigs, that is as a solo beatboxer, or they have jammed with another musician, whether it's a singer or a person who plays an instrument or anything as such. Now, the most important thing is when you're performing as an artist on stage, when you guys start beatboxing, normally what you guys try to do, if I'm not wrong, is that even I've done this quite a number of times when I'm performing as an artist, not as a backing, as an artist, right? We just introduce ourselves. That's what we do. Hey, I'm a beatboxer. It means I just create music from my mouth, and then I just tell them I have a few sounds that sound like this. And then if I put it in my own style and pattern, it sounds like beatboxing. That's how you normally start a beatboxing show, right? Now, why they tell the artist to reach before your event is so that as an artist you get to read what kind of audience you're encountering. If my show is at 10, for example, I'll come there at 8, right? If you're not okay with 8, you'll go there by 9. So you'll have at least quarter of the population is going to watch your show. So the second I enter, I see, how these people are talking to each other, how they're interacting. Are these people the kind of people who would be interested in watching an event? You guys understanding what I'm saying, right? You would encounter different kinds of audience. Now, if I'm saying that this is a show and there are like 20 people right now, I would know that this is a workshop. I mean, I'm just giving you a scenario. I would know that, okay, so these 3 guys, are very interested in what I'm doing. Whereas the guys in the back, they just want to, meet their relatives and keep talking to them. Whatever the scenario is, I know that in this table there are 5 people sitting, only 2 guys are watching. And they're watching with a lot of interest. The rest of the 3 guys, they're just being entertained at that moment. They don't know what's happening. They don't know it's beatboxing, even if they know it's beatboxing. They don't know what's happening at that point, but they're just enjoying it. Something is happening and I'm watching it, I'm enjoying it. These are the different kind of audience you encounter. Now here's the thing. Out of all these different kind of people, how do you attract each one of them and make them watch? Right? That's the main question. As an artist, you want to perform for everyone. You don't want to leave out like one person or two people and say that, oh, these people are not interested, I don't care whether they hear it, and just use the other people now. Like, your focus should be on all the 100 people who are there. If one person is not interested, never mind. Make him watch at least 100 of it with interest. If you look at him, if you notice that he watched your show for 2 minutes, like intriguingly, you know that he enjoyed it. Right? So how do you pull the crowd? How do you pull the audience like that? Right? I'm not talking about a street show where people are just walking by and they're standing watching over. This is audience are already there. They know you're going to perform. They know you're going to come on in 5 minutes, but you know that you don't have everybody's attention, right? Any beatbox, like, I want you to be honest with me for this question. Any beatboxer who has performed a gig has noticed that you're not getting 100% attention from all the audience. Like, let it be a battle, let it be an event. You'll notice that, right? Not everyone is listening to you, right? How do you make them listen to you? Very simple. This is how I do it. I'm going to tell you how exactly I do it. Like, I'm going to tell you how exactly I do it. It might sound very similar to how other beatboxers do it, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The whole idea is to grasp your audience, right? As far as we know what means, that's pretty cool. So, I present myself. My name is Karun. I'm a beatboxer. I start to engage with my audience. I make sure everyone is listening to me. Before I start, I talk. If my show is for half an hour, I'll talk for 2 minutes to make sure I've got everyone's attention. Right? I know that when I started talking 5 minutes back, I didn't have the amount of attention I'm having now. You guys understand what I'm saying? When I started 10 minutes back, I didn't have the amount of attention as I'm having now. Now I'm having more attention. Right? Because I've spent some time with you guys, you've heard me talk, you've heard me communicate with you. I see now as an artist, I see how you all are cooperating with me. I see how you are sending the vibe back to me. Okay? If it's very low, if I know that boys are not sending the vibe at me, I would do something that pumps them. You understand what I'm doing? I wouldn't do my best speech which I start with all the time at every event. If no, I know, even if the audience is dead sad, for sure, I know if I do something like, I know 75% of everybody will turn and look back and see what it is. That's how you catch them. But I didn't start yet. Yeah, it's how you got your audience. So, I'll give you 2 scenarios. One is where they called me to do a corporate show for 15 minutes. And these are 2 real shows. One is the Namkarana of a boy. Namkarana naming ceremony, which means a child is 31 years old. Right? Child is 1 year old. They called me to do a beatboxing performance for half an hour. For a set of family members. Like, yeah, okay, sit down, man. I think that's pretty cool if you sit down. It's more comfortable. And believe it or not, 70% of my audience are above the age of 45. 75% of the audience are above the age of 45, and the rest are all kids. 13, 14, maximum 6, 7. I think it's fine, I'm pretty loud. So now I know as an artist that even if I've not done too many beatboxing shows, I know as an artist my corporate event for 15 minutes will be more intense than my Namkarana ceremony show, right? But how do I make the audience react the same way? Right? That's the whole motto. I went there 1 hour back, I spoke to everyone, I got to know their mindset. So now I know that in this corporate show, that these people have listened to this kind of music, these people have heard this kind of music, this is what they listen to now, beatbox on that. You understand what I'm saying? If you have, how do we start? I'm in a corporate show, I start up, I tell them I'm a beatboxer, I have 4 different sounds. So they understood the basics of beatboxing they've understood now. They know they have 4 sounds, you put it in different order, it's something beatboxing. Now you take it to the next level. Now you tell the audience, the way you talk to the audience right now, if there are 50 people here, I'm looking at each person for 1 second. Right? I'm looking at you. So in that way I'm covering each and every face. I know how everybody's reacting, right? So now when I ask you a question, anybody here in the crowd, in the corporate show, anybody here who listens to house music? And I'll have, honestly here, okay? Anybody here who listens to house music, put your hands up. Be honest. So now it won't be 100%. Out of 10 people or 6 people put their hands up. So now you tell these guys, you start like that and tell them, there are different ways to do house music. For example, back in the days, or in the old school days, house music used to sound something like this. And it doesn't matter with the basic beat. But understand what I'm saying? You all will have your own house beat. Do that house beat after you've showed them a basic house beat. They should know how a house music sounds like. They should know that house music basically sounds like. Right? You've noticed that when you cool house beat, when you do something like 4 out of 10 people will make noise, correct? But if you do, everybody makes noise, correct? Have you guys noticed it? Whether you're doing it for a college fest or whether you're doing it for a show, that's how they react. You just do. And you know for sure that they're on your side now. You don't need to be confused. I started. Huh? I don't need to sound very professional and keep my flow there. I know my flow in my head. Everybody clap. Everybody clap. So now I'm putting my audience. I know if I keep saying everybody clap with a tempo once, if I say it once, one person will clap. If I say it twice, 3 people will clap. I know for sure when I'm saying everybody clap for the 4th time, everybody's clapping irrespective of whether they're hearing beatboxing or not. You guys understand what I'm saying? So now I know that everybody's clapping for something. Right? 4 people know they're clapping for the beatboxing. The other 6 know they're clapping for something for the song. Some guy who's doing it on stage. Right? Everybody clap. Everybody clap. They want to hear the drop. The only thing they want to hear is the drop. And then just drop like a normal house beat. What the audience don't realize is they are still clapping with your beat. You guys understand what I'm saying? They're engrossed in what you're doing, they're still clapping for you. So now you know that you've got their attention, you can command them at any time. So now when you say break, in that break I say put your hands up. I know that break is going to make me tell to put everyone's hands up without losing that flow. I'm not going to say eat, sleep, pray, repeat like how I do it in the battle. I'll be like, put your hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up. I'll be saying it, everybody puts their hand up. I don't mind. I'm getting paid for the show. I don't mind. I want the person who called me to see that I can command all these people. They don't know I'm saying, put your hands up, put your hands up. They don't know I'm saying that till you guys put your hands up. For them it's just beatboxing. When everybody sees that everybody has put their hands up and then just drop a normal beat, put your hands up and go to the room. They'll just start doing that. You know you've got the attention. So now, after you've explained that this is how house music sounds like, then you do your favorite house music. So, when I do, and then I do, and then I tell them this is how house music used to sound before. Now since there are many beatboxers, everyone has their own originality, we make our own house music. So now I do mine. It's a rave beat, it's a complete beat. And this is the main thing I want to talk about is how you're moving on stage when you're beatboxing. You guys understand what I'm saying? For example, if I'm doing, notice my body as I'm doing this. And tell me, if you're watching beatboxing for the first time, if you understand what I did now, or understand what I did now, right? So let's say I'm doing something like, right? So that's the first way I did it. The second way I'm going to do is something like this. you're moving your hand according to the beat makes the audience realize what you're trying to do. Because this is what I noticed when I did my no one used to flip as an audience. I know the beatboxers will flip it. I know in this group of beatboxers, if I do, you all flip it any day. I know you'll flip it any day. I know confidently. If I do, I know if I do it out of the blue, I'll flip every single one of you. I know it. Everyone has a beat like that. How do I do the same beat and explain it to the people who haven't heard what it is? I can't tell them this is my zipper. This is how I break it down. And then I put it together, maintaining a flow. I can't explain all this to them. Right? I came up with an idea. So you guys understand if I do it. So if you guys check it out, it sounds really good. My t-shirt has a zip like now my techniques are right. Check out my t-shirt like you guys understand what I mean, right? I did this for the first time. Yeah. I did this for the first time in a college when they didn't know what a zipper is and they realized what I tried to do. So I do you also want to do it, something like that. So just give me a second. So if you guys understand the concept, I'll tell you. You guys understand the concept, I'll tell you, right? For example, I'll give you guys another example. This is one of my own ideas. It's not a big idea, but after this, I'll just open out to any kind of questions. If you guys have any kind of question or doubts, that's going to be for 5 minutes. Any kind of question or doubts, I'll do for you all, okay? So, I finished my house beat. I finished my basic house beat. And then I finished the way I want to do it. And the audience, they're convinced now, right? So now, to continue your show, you show them different genres of music which they have heard of. They've heard of house, they've heard of rap, right? You put in a genre which you like to perform that. You tell them you like club music, so you do. Now you know that if you're encountering an audience who listen to only cinema music, right? You can't do cinema music the whole day. You can't do cinema music the whole day. You can't beatbox cinema music for the whole day. So when you finish your house beat, you tell them, okay, so we have a lot of people listen to music for movies, and if I wanted to do, and just wrap it up like this. Don't leave them thinking for too much. For example, I tell them, you guys have heard a lot of movies. For example, if you guys have heard Chamak Chalo, it will sound like this. Right? Maybe like so now the audience know you can do it. You understand what I'm saying? The audience know you can do film song. So they won't ask you to do it again. They won't ask you to do it again because nothing, you can't do more than there's nothing else in that song other than that beat. Right? Unless there's another person singing it. When you show them that you can do your filthy song, they know you can do it. Then you end it with your North Indian, South Indian beat, which is how I normally end it, which is a universal beat. Any beatboxer can do it. You tell them any North Indian say or any South Indian say, you do your North Indian, South Indian beat, and you end it there. But when you're trying to do your own routines, you guys are understanding what I'm saying? When you guys are trying to do your own routines, or you're trying to do your own things which you're working on, make sure you explain it in a way that the audience can understand. For example, I tell them, I can make a sound of a bird. Right? I can tell them I can put this in a house beat. Yeah. So you guys are understanding what I'm saying? Explaining to your audience in such a way where they don't need to be confused about what they're listening to. They know what they're listening to, they know it's coming from your mouth, and it sounds legit. And it sounds so legit that they won't have any questions for it. You guys understand what I'm saying? Right? So that is one more thing. The most important thing is, I already said it, is your body language. When you're doing a full beat, when you're doing something for the audience, make sure you're complimented, you're moving your hands, or you're moving your body in such a way that the audience can understand what you're doing. If you're doing a rave beat, you just don't stand like, you don't stand like that and you do. How will you jump up? It's how you move to that BPM, the audience also goes with that same mentality. If you do, right? Just jump sideways and do the same thing. So any questions, anyone? Any doubts? If you have any kind of doubts, now is the best time to ask, because I'll be completely open about it. If you guys ask me later, I'll still answer it, but it won't be as accurate as it will be now. It can be the most dumbest thing, it can be the most smartest thing, doesn't matter. If you have a doubt, you have a doubt. Yeah. Maybe take the mic. I think that mic is off.
So my name is Piyush, and yeah, hi Karun, the workshop is really great. So first of all, good evening everyone. So I have this one question. So when I'm like, this is about a battling question again. Okay. So when you're battling, I get confused how many routines I can put in one throwdown.
Okay, so this is actually a very complicated question, dude. It's a good question what you asked. So, bro, I'll tell you the most important thing, okay? You will come. So the question is, this is a battle question. So when I'm battling, how many routines do I put in that throwdown? Or what kind of beats do I do for that throwdown? Bro, it's a very complicated question because it depends on your battle. Whether your throwdown for 1 minute, or your throwdown for a minute and 30 seconds, or your throwdown for 45 seconds. So now you know you have a certain number of beats. Okay? You're having a certain number of beats. You know that this routine will come for 1.5 minutes. Okay? You guys understand what I'm saying? For example, I'll do this beat, the whole beat, like the complete beat, and I won't do it again and again, I'll just tell you how to cut it down. Okay? So, if I learned the beat before. And these are full bars. I'm not cutting off the bar. You guys understand what I'm saying, right? It's a full bar of music. I'm not cutting it into half. You guys have heard the whole beat, right? That whole beat is 1 minute 45 seconds. 3 minutes. Okay, just cut it off after 3 minutes. Come here and cut it off, okay? So to answer your question, so that whole beat what I did is 1 minute 30 seconds to 45 seconds. Okay. Now, if my throwdown is for 45 seconds, my whole beat is half. For example, instead of doing, I did it 4 times, right? Instead of 4 times, I do it twice. I'll do it. Switch. Now, I won't do that. I'll directly go to so now I know in that 1 minute 45 second routine, for 45 seconds, I performed the best parts of that routine without losing the most important part. Now, if I'm taking a question of Indian Beatbox Championship, the battle is a 1.5 minute, right? So now, I have to do after the whole bar. Because I know that if I do this whole bar, I'll still have extra time to finish my whole beat. I won't be left out with that extra 10 seconds at the end. You guys understand what I'm saying? I would have finished my beat, but I'll have 10-15 seconds extra. You want to use that now. If you're feeling very confident about your beat, you can end it at that 15 seconds, not a problem. But if to respect that time given, you cover it up, right? So now I know as the clock is ticking, I know I'm doing. I know I don't have time for the. I don't have time for that. But I know I can sacrifice that part of my beat to do my whole beat. Because I know my whole beat sounds good even if I don't do that part. So instead of doing, I save the somewhere else. So in my next round, or if I get selected, or my next battle, I'll do. Right? So in that way, you're saving the sound, at the same time you're saving the amount of time taken for your beat. My trap beat is only 30 seconds. So, this is trap music go. There's only a 30-second routine. But when we got to know it was 1.5 minute battle, I just broke down the beat. You don't have to worry about it at all. I know I'm finishing it here. So I know I'm not starting the beat at. I'm not starting the beat. I'm starting it from scratch. That is. So I know time is running. I know I started my beat with only the 4 bars, and then that's 4 bars. Then 4 bars. I know time is still running. I still have so much time. So now I can do. I still have more time. So I can do. Just don't hum. Just keep it very original, very spontaneous. So I do. This is how down, go. I have only 10 seconds on the clock. So this is when I do my drop, go. Okay, so at the 10 seconds, I know I've kept my audience. It started here, the beat. I know they're like getting so anticipated. I know I have 10 seconds. I drop my beat when they're peaking. And I do that beat with power. I don't hold myself down. I can do. If I do it harder, right? There's a lot of difference between, right? I'm checking the mic. When I'm battling this guy, I do the intensity of the sound. So I know the audience is going to catch that intensity of what I'm doing. 10 seconds. 5 seconds, I finish the drop. Right? The drop is over 5 seconds. I have 5 more seconds. So I do. I can't finish that beat because I've already taken a lot of air. My time's up. I don't have to be worried about me doing my beat again. Because I know I kill it at that point. So depending on whether your beat is less time or more time, you extend it or remove the parts where you don't think are that important. Right? When I do, I don't remove. So that's what catches the audience. When I do, when I start changing it and my hand already sees me doing that and change, that's where it hits them. So that is my good part in that beat. So when you know you have a good part in the beat, make sure you don't delete that part. Delete a very useless part. But that answers the question, I guess. And bro, this is the smallest tip I can give you before I finish it. One routine for one battle, bro. One routine for one battle. If you know that it's top 8, you have 4 battles, right? So you need to have 8 throwdowns. 8 throwdowns, 8 different routines. Doesn't matter if you're long duration routine, you do it in the beginning, doesn't matter. It matters if you go to the next one, that's all. You guys understand what I'm saying, right? It's not about saving the beats. It's about getting to the next round. Because you know, when you're in the finals, you either get first or second, right? For example, let's say you did your best beat. Alright. For example, you did your best beat in your semi-final, you don't have any rounds for your final, doesn't matter. You already proved your best, you just do something else. You guys get it right? Cool. So that's the workshop, everybody. Hope you guys learned at least a little something from it.